Hi friends, it's Peg, and today I am working on some things for a handmade holiday. I like to create things for my friends and family, and in addition to that, we are having a hop. This is a video hop, and my friends are joining me to share makes that they like to do, and some of them may be holiday, some may not, but at any rate, I wanted to share my friends and the holiday season with you. So what I have here are some pieces that are die cut already from a sheet of paper, and so I'm just punching those out. I'm going to grab another die. This is a Bigz die, B-I-G-Z die from Sizzix, and I'm going to cut some imagery out of some cardstock because I want to make some tags and some cards and some different things. So you can see there's my little gingerbread man that I cut out easily using my Bigz die. And I have other Bigz dies, I have other Thinlit dies, I have lots of embossing folders and stamps and stencils, things that can be used for the holidays. And I'm sure that if you are a crafter like I am, you have things in your stash that you can pull out and use at this time of the year. What I like to do is to get a box and just pull a bunch of things together that I can possibly use to make different things. And I may spend some time just doing die cuts, and I'll make a pile of different die cuts that I can use on the projects. And then I may stamp some imagery that I can sit and fussy cut later and maybe do some coloring on. But here I have a stamp, and I'm thinking about, do I want to make a tag and just stamp this tree in the background? So you can see that there are many things that you can pull out. This is a tag that I already made. I make tags ahead of time and do backgrounds on tags, and then I have backgrounds ready to go. So here I have a star background and a die cut of a tree, and I'm playing around with different things to see just how I want to comprise all of my tags, or an assortment of tags that I can use to attach to gifts that I will be giving. So here I'm going to glue this little die cut gingerbread man down to a tag, and I'm going to add some embellishment to him. I cut it out of red and brown so I can add a bow tie and his frosting decoration in different colors. You can add glitter, you can add dimensional adhesive, all kinds of things to these once you have them glued up. And I may come back and add some glossy accents or something over those frosting areas just to give it a little dimension. I have options. And then I just have some cheap twine. This is some twine that I picked up a long time ago in a roll, and I'm just going to make a tie for that tag so I can tie it onto a gift or package. And here I am cutting out a piece of that red cardstock. I'm going to stamp this little stamp onto the red cardstock and emboss it because I have a lot of different embossing powders. I think I'll use a gold because it's the season for sparkle and gold and shine, right? So I'm using some wet ink, and it doesn't matter what kind of ink you use because I'm using the gold over the top. And I will cut that out and adhere that to the front of my tag also once I heat set that embossing powder. If you haven't embossed before, this is a fun thing to do. If you're working with kids, you may want to handle the heat tool yourself so that you're not having burned little fingers, but it gives another dimension to your projects. So if you want dimension, you can use some pop-up adhesive behind there. I'm just using glue today because that's what I have out on my desk, but pop-up would be fun on there too. And later I'll come back with a gold pen and do some outline on that. So I'm going to set that aside and work on my next tag. My next tag has an embossed star in the background, and I think I did this with a star stencil. Probably used some embossing paste and stenciled that and added some color, and there's lots of different things that you can do. But this is a little die cut Christmas tree, making this fast and simple. You see how you can pull these together if you have ready-made components. So I'm just chatting with my friends here and continuing to make things, and I want to make sure that this is glued down really well, so I'm coming back and just hitting those little corners. If you have one of these bottles of glue that has one of these little fine point nibs, it makes it real easy to apply your glue. So now I have these little, they're kind of like sequin cutouts. They're little berries, and this would be fun to make a wreath out of, but just a package of something I picked up probably after Christmas on sale last year, and that's a good time to shop for this stuff, is go out after the holiday and see what you can find that you can just add to your stash and use later. Sometimes this time of year they have pre-holiday sales, and you can find things reasonably too. So I've added the balls to my Christmas tree, and I like that, but I also need to add some kind of sentiment. So I have a box of sentiments that I pre-stamp. The stamps are from Tailored Expressions, and Tailored Expressions does these big sets of stamps that are all on one block, and then a die cut that cuts out the whole block at the same time, which makes it fast and easy. So then I store them in these containers, and they're quick and easy to glue down anytime I want to do a card or a tag like this to make something fast. So that's why it's important to have these components ready to use ahead of time. Now this card I thought could use a little zhuzhing or blinging up, so I have some more of these leaves, and I'm going to add some of these sequin leaves to this particular card. And that's what I'm saying, it's the holidays. It's time to get out the things that have bling and shine and add some dimension to the work that you're working on, because it just makes it that much more special. So I hope you're enjoying this. If you're new to my channel and you're enjoying this content, then please like, share, subscribe. Click the bell above for notifications so that you know when new content is coming out. That's how YouTube lets you know that I have something new, and it also lets YouTube know that this content is of value to you. And I appreciate each and every one of you who comes to visit my channel, because that's how my channel grows and people find me. So now I have a different Christmas tree die cut. This one is another Bigz die from Sizzix, and I'm going to decorate that Christmas tree. I have another tag, and I want to use some stamps and embossing powder this time. So I'm going to stamp this little dot image. This is a stamp from, let me think, Denami Design. They make cute little stamp sets, and I'm just going to use some of that gold pearl once again. And I have some distress ink that stays wet long enough that I can emboss it. So I'm just going to stamp that dot imagery onto the tree, emboss it in the gold. Very easy to do. And then you heat set that. Now, my heat tool that I'm using right now takes a little bit of time, but it will emboss. There are hotter heat tools on the market which are more focused, and you may want one of those if you don't already have one. But embossing powder is a lot of fun, and if you don't have any, you might want to get some and try it. Now I'm using, this is an embossing liquid dauber, and I'm just using that on the side because I want to put some snow on the branches of this Christmas tree. So I'm daubing the edge of the tree with that ink, and then I'm adding some sparkle. This is some sparkle embossing powder from Judikins. Judikins is another company that I like to shop with. They've always had beautiful embossing powders, and I have used Judikins for years. I think they were one of the very first embossing powders that I ever bought when I went to a rubber stamp show probably 30 years ago in Minneapolis. So I'm going to emboss that, get my frost or snow on the edge of my Christmas tree limbs, and I will also use some of this gold ink to go around the edge here like I said I would, to give that another little dimension. I want to add the garland with my gold Posca pen. You see how you can just decorate these very simply with the products that you have on hand. I'm going to glue this down to my tag. I will get another one of those tailored expressions and add that, and I will have some fun tags to add to my work. So follow the people who are in the hop. I think you're going to enjoy what they have done. They are special friends of mine who enjoy making lots of different types of things, and if you're a crafter, it's the time, it's the season to make homemade holiday goodness. I hope you enjoyed what I made today, and will try some of these techniques for yourself. This is some gold ribbon. I'm just going to put my topper on this tag, and I will give you some final shots here of the products that I made. And thanks for joining me, guys. I'll put some information in the squares above, and you can find other people to enjoy. Thanks a bunch. Bye for now.